Hello everybody, this is Cutie Scrapper. I'm out here in Doghouse again. Sorry it's been so long putting out a video. Today we're going to do a Hamilton Beach microwave. And if you like it, please give me that thumbs up, share, and subscribe to my channel. Let's go ahead and get started tearing this apart. Hopefully you can see this pretty well. Let me get it more into there. I will be moving this around as we can work. First thing I like doing, I'll turn her up. We're going to take off this cord. Got some nice copper within these cords. We'll set this back because I'm going to take that plug here when I go disassemble it. Now I've got it up. Let's get it over here, and I'm hoping you guys can see. Let me see if I can raise you up a little here, or move you. Okay, if you look here, you're going to have safety bolts, safety screws in here. Here's one. Okay, what they are is just a little bit. Let me pull one out. And if you don't have the tool, don't worry about it. You can use a grinder on this, and you can take it out using a grinder. Just grind the head of it off. It's all steel anyway. Now, you look at this screw. You see a little bitty piece inside there. It sticks out, and the bit you got to get will have little holes in the end of these, so you can see it. That's how you're going to have to get them out. You're not getting them out unless you just, like I say, use a grinder on it. Pull it. That's what I had to do when I first started until I got a set of them, and I believe I got them all. There's 4 of them in there. I'm not going to say I do have them all until I actually look at what I got. Okay. We got all the screws but 2. And these are Phillips screws in the back here. I'll pop these out while I got it towards me. Okay. Got it up already, so let's go ahead and take out these screws in the bottom here. Let me angle that down a little more so you guys see what I'm doing here. Any screw in these, pop them. Sometimes, until you get the hang of it, you won't know which one you're going to do. This one here is going to be more likely to transform, really. It should thump. Yep, already go. There it went. I got one screw in this side, on the sides holding the back or the top and side to it out. Let me get this. Okay, now I was going to take this off, but instead of taking it off, get a screwdriver in here, or you can take a pair of side cuts, either way. Snip this metal right there. You're going to have 4 spots on this. You'll snip 1 on each side. Actually, there's a couple more. All you got to do is get it open. Pop it open. I'm pulling this off so I don't have to worry about getting cut on it. Let me get my gloves on real quick so I don't get cut. I'm out after that motor sitting in here. These are real nice motors. They got nice little winding copper. People say, well, it ain't worth my time. Well, maybe not. But I'm not going to pass up an easy fix to getting into copper here. Those motors are very easy to tear apart. And you get a nice little hunk of copper. Okay, pull that pin. That's got brass in that. We got one screw holding this motor. We'll pull that screw out. This is your turntable motor. Like I say, all you gotta do is pop these here loose. The whole piece comes out. We'll do some of them a little later. Now, let's set this up here where we can show you what's in this. She just slides right off. Hang on, guys. We'll compact this for the movement on the truck. When I take it in, I got less to worry about. Now, look at all this wiring in here. If you're wondering what's in a microwave, right here. All this stuff, I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know if you guys see that pretty well. Let me back this up a little more. Get you in here. Okay. It's not showing very bright in this. Hopefully you guys see it. Turn it around a little more. Now you can see it better. Sorry about the moving camera, guys. I just wanted to make sure you can see what I'm doing here. Next step I'm doing, I'm taking off all my copper wires, cutting them off. Of course, where we cut it, we're going to cut that off. Okay, we're going to take that piece that's got copper in it, so I'm going to throw that in shred. I'm not going to fight all that time just for the copper out of that. I'm going to disconnect all these wires here so we can pull that out. Okay. We don't want the steel on that, or brass. We're going to set the copper offside here. Get these snipped. There's snip these off these plugs. Some people just pull these plugs and everything, clean the wires later. But I do it either way. It's whatever's convenient for you. A lot of these wires here, those are the low grade wires anyway. Okay, this is the area you got to be really focused on. If you look, you have a transformer in here. This one has not been plugged in for quite a while. But my advice to you, if you got a microwave and you're not familiar with the life or when it was plugged in last, you've got to be very careful. You've got to take and short that out. You can use insulated pliers to do that. You can grab a hold of this, touch it straight in here. That will take the knock out any storage voltage in there that it may have. Let's pop these wires so I got them out of my way, because I don't even mess with that there transformer or the capacitor. I'll leave that on here. This transformer here, we all want them. Well, that's a quick way of getting it off. A little bit unsafe, but it worked. Oh, didn't get a good grip on it when I was pulling it out. You gotta make sure you got a good hold of them things. They're heavy. Okay, got that wires. Pop these wires here. Now I'm hoping you guys see this just fine. Okay. All I'm doing down here is just cutting these wires. All these are insulated. I'm going to do them low grade. I pulled that on out. I believe these wires went straight to my electric motor that I pulled off underneath. Now, you're going to have some copper inside this little unit here. You can take it off if you choose. I'll go ahead and take it off, show you what's in there. Find the right screwdriver. Okay. There you go. You got little copper pieces. How bad do you want to get in there? Take them out. And sometimes you may have silver contacts in that. You got a little aluminum on them. I'm really not interested in a lot of this stuff. Let me use my power tools. Light bulb. Now what I'm going after is the microtron. The microtron's got some nice little copper in there. Only thing I have to say about microtrons, guys, be extremely careful. They also have a cancer-causing agent around it. They could be. They've been using something different. Beryllium or something like this. But I don't mess with it. I got a way of doing them. I don't worry about that too well. Okay. So I thought there. Let's pull these screws out of this. You got a magnet or two inside of this. Nice. This is all tin I'm taking off, guys. Magnetic. There's your magnetron. You can pull off these. Brass. You got brass in here. There's a washer in here. This white stuff looks like porcelain. Do not trust it. That's just stuff that I was telling you. Yeah, get it back in sight now, but I was working out of sight. Sorry, guys. That there, it's not porcelain. You got two magnets. You got one here and here. You got brass around here. When we open this up, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'll pull this right out. There. That's tin. You got a couple nice pieces of copper in here. I like to snip right there. Snip it here. You're going to have the magnetic material in this. And you just pull it. The magnetic stuff comes right out of there. This is all number 2 copper. There we go. Then throw the file down, why don't I? I just go in here and snip this. Here's number 2 bucket. One more like that. You'll snip it. You got the copper out of there. And that already broke on me. Here we go. Get that out. Now we got another piece of number 2 copper. We got a circuit board. Can you see where I'm at? Okay, circuit board's over here. We're going to pull that out. Small circuit board. We also have a fan motor we're going after here. Pull out the screws. Again, those are all magnetic, small circuit board. Piece of copper. If I'm right, I believe those are... nope, it's not. It's junk. Yep, junk. It's got aluminum tape in there. So I'll get the copper off that, send that board through. Might as well do that now while I get it in my hands. We'll strip that. This is small. I'm not gonna mess with that. That goes to number 2 insulator wire. Let's pull copper here. Pop that off. There we go. That's go-to bucket. Go to later. That goes in my low grade circuit boards. Now, you got screw in this. What we're going to do here, we got to get that apart. Looks very challenging how to do this. Let's see if I can set it over here. You guys can actually see what I'm doing here. Now, what I normally do myself is I'll bring this in. I'll pop this loose so I can get a bigger screwdriver into it. And get a big screwdriver and then bring it off. Just take it and twist it and pull it all the way back. Both sides. Go around the same way. Smaller screwdriver. You notice where my thumb's at. Right up here, protecting that insulation. Or that porcelain. Then I'm going to pop this loose, get that in, and pull it straight back. Same way. Get it in there, pull it straight back. Now what you're going to have is aluminum in here. You got a piece of brass that's steel that I just pulled off. Here's your brass. You got your brass there. Your magnet. It's got a piece of steel and a magnet. Okay. Beautiful magnets here. They come out with 2 of them in a microwave. I'm going to set this up here for time being. Then I'm going to pull this through, pull it out, grab a hold of it. Maybe. The magnet's hanging on pretty good in there. I'm going to spread this to give myself a little more play. There. The magnet's in there. It's holding it real well. Oh, there we go. There's my second magnet. Be extremely careful when you go put these together. It will bite. Okay, there, that's in. You got a piece of aluminum out of that side. That's sheet aluminum. Now, what I do on this one is I'll take electric tape, wrap it around this. I'm not doing it right now. But you put electric tape around this and this. And I'll show that to you in another video. But we're going to take the aluminum off of here. And in here is a piece of copper about the width of that. To be number 2 copper. Okay, let's get back to doing what we got to do with this. Okay. Next step, we're going to take out this circuit board. You're going to have some, this go in with my shred. I don't mess with lights. Okay. Now we're going to take out some silver bearing items out of this. Should be the latches to the door. My silver will be in these little switches. You have small copper and silver amounts in that. Just pop them off. You got little tabs there holding them in. I'll pop that tab, lift it up, and get her going. That's plastic. Now we're going to go after that circuit board right here. And yep, you guys can see the board here. Okay, it looks like I got 4 screws in that board. I don't know how deep you're going into the recycling. Notice that's connected there by a strip. That strip has got aluminum, or excuse me, silver on it. That's just like a circuit board. On this circuit board here, you're going to have small items. You got a small transformer. You've got your IC chips in there. I'll go after them. These boxes here will have copper and more silver in it, silver contacts. Those are relay switches. Put your screwdriver down in there, twist it. I hear it busting. I didn't want it to bust. There we go. There's one. Get on this side. Do the same here. There, I got that. Now I'll pull this one off. Oh, I don't want to lose that copper wire on there. Now she's mine. Put that in with my relays. The relay switch. I think that might be a small one. That sure is, so let's go ahead and pull it. There. You're going to have a oscillator here. I keep wanting to call it a silver oscillator because it does bear silver. Some have gold. Not on this. Pull that little oscillator. I saved them. One day, who knows, I might get a chance to get into them. I will be taking the IC chip off of here. I'll take all the little ICs. I'm going to leave that transformer there. And now I'm going to send the board through. Nothing basically on this side. I'm going to set that offside here for the time being. Got a piece of wire. Now, what this little strip I was getting at on this. A lot of people, I don't know how far you want to go into it. This is actually Mylar. Same thing you have in a circuit board or in your keyboard. Is right there. Let me get all this mess out of there. Okay. Now that's out of there. Now, in order to get to that Mylar, we're going to have to take this plastic off. And you got 2 screws holding this plastic on. Or 1, excuse me. And it's up here. Took that screw out up there, comes up. There. Now it's popped off. We're going to set that aside just a second. Everything else here is done. Except for the fan motor. We do want that motor. And that just slid right out. Plastic. Okay, here's the motor. We're going to take the 2 bolts here. There are 2 screws. Pull them. I will not leave this motor behind. No way. Okay. Yep, I did break that on out. Plastic. We'll pull this fan off. This motor's sweet now. You can take and drill these out to pull that out if you choose. I don't see where it's going to hurt anything. I'm after this. The way that not only comes out, let me get a hammer here. You can take and put it in a vise. Hopefully, yep, they're starting to give here. Notice it started moving. You got a dimple there. In a vise, I get a little better response. Started going in that direction too. Let's see if I can do it here. I doubt it, but let's try it. Surprised me. There it is. Again, if you want to go in after this copper here, it's number 2 copper. Actually, that could be classified number 1 if that ain't solder. I will go for that. These are easy to clean. You got a piece of steel that runs through that held it on. That's brass with wire. There. Now, what I normally do to get this wire, real simple. Grab a hold of it. And I like to start in the corners. Go to each corner. Bend it back just a little bit like this. Okay. Grab a hold of it. Just bend it back. Same here. Boom. Take that. It goes in plastics. And look at all this copper, guys. Easy copper recovery. This is why I do not trash them things. I do not throw it in steel. And a lot of people say they ain't got time. Like, how much time am I actually using to clean this? You know? Now I just gotta get this. I mean, just a little bit of time that I've done this. I'm saving that copper for myself. Break that loose. Maybe if I can get a hold of the string, the copper. There we go. And that go in the steel because of the brass on it. Off that little fan motor, guys. You don't have much time. Look at that copper. Well, sending me all that you don't have time for copper to me. Let me get this stuff picked up. Plastic got dropped. My file. As far as I'm concerned with this microwave, it is done. This is one part I wanted to show you. A lot of people overlook this. I had an old-fashioned microwave. You remember the ones that came out with like a vinyl over them, brown? Anyway, I checked it. And you got to get in here, get behind this window. Okay? That's where the Mylar is at. Bring that up. Tear that Mylar completely off of there. You got to work it. It is extremely sticky. There. That's just plastic. Now, behind this here is what got me last time. You got the Mylar that's sticking to this plastic. Pull this off. Again, I don't know how deep you want to go into this. This will go in with your circuit or your keyboards. You pull this off. There's your Mylar. You got silver tracing in that. Okay. If you get your nitric, you can take that off. This one here is the stickies wanting to come